those. Those are my brand new Transeagle tires. They are H-rated, so they're 16 ply, and we're going to get them put on Beauty in a week or so, and I'm hoping these tires will last me a good long time. Now I will tell you, I have, as I mentioned, those Trailer King tires on, and they have held up really good for what they are. So I'm very pleased with the Trailer Kings. Again, you take care of them, they'll take care of you, but it's time for a change out. They've pretty much have lasted their whole active life. So now we're gonna upgrade to these bad boys.
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars.
Hey you guys, so Donna and I are on our way to Beauty at the storage facility because I've had my tires, I've had the rig since, 2017? Anyway, the tires are 3 years old, and I believe they are Trailer King tires, and they are in relatively decent shape. The sun has beat them up a little bit, but I don't think I have any real dry rot going on. But regardless of that, they are not a very expensive tire, and they certainly are not rated for heavy hauling. I think they are like E-rated or maybe D-rated. Anyway, it's time to change them is my point. My neighbor Gary is putting Transeagle tires, he already put them on his Avion, Transeagle, and he got that idea to use Transeagle from JD with Big Truck Big RV. Now here's why that's important. If you look up the Goodyear Endurance, you can't get them, and I'm hearing that they have discontinued their trailer tires that Goodyear has. That could be wrong, so don't quote me on it, but I did try to look for the Eagles, or the Goodyears, and here's the problem with that is they are very expensive, and I was willing to pay that price, but here is my thought about that. I think I'm going to go with these, I know I'm going to go with these Transeagle brand tires for a couple of reasons. One, JD on Big Truck Big RV, and you need to check that channel out if you have not already. I think he is very smart about this stuff, and so does my neighbor Gary. And it's kind of one of those deals where if JD uses it, I'm going to use it. And so he put Transeagle tires on his utility trailer, and he raves about them, and they are very robust looking tires. So bottom line, to get to the point, Carl, we're going down to Beauty because I want to check the tire size. I looked it up online. I'm pretty confident that the sizing online is what I have on Beauty, but I want to just make sure. It's still a pretty good outlay of cash to buy 4 new tires. It's going to cost around $800, which is fine because these are E-rated, so they're even a notch above the G-rated. They're 16 ply, and as long as I take care of them and keep the air pressure where it needs to be, they should last me for quite a few years. The rule of thumb on RV trailer tires is 3 years. I'm hoping to get 4, maybe even 5, but I'll watch, I will inspect them every time I air them up because that's what I do. I'm a tire freak. But my hope is that I can put these on there and we've got another 3, 4, 5 years to roll with them. And I attribute the reason these Trailer King tires have lasted so well is air pressure, air pressure, air pressure. It's all about keeping them at the right air pressure, the right PSI, going down the road. I check them repeatedly while we're on the road, and before I leave the house, I air them up. My point there is you got to baby your tires because you don't want a blowout. And I need to knock on wood when I say this, but Donna and I, this is our fourth RV trailer, and I should be knocking on wood, I'm gonna probably jinx myself. We have never had a blowout on our RV in many years of towing and traveling, and that is not because of anything other than I take care of my tires. I do not want a blowout. I do not want to be caught on the side of the road, and it's a simple task to check that air pressure with the tire gauge and to air up your tires, and it will save you money, it will save you time, it might save a trip. The last thing you want is to have such a bad blowout that it damages your RV so bad that you got to turn around and go home. And I just don't want any of that hassle. I'd rather do all of the work up front, take care of the pressure, etc. I'd rather do all of that up front than end up stuck on the side of the road somewhere waiting for Good Sam to come and bail me out. And anyway, so that's my tire rant for the day. We're gonna go check those numbers. I'll probably grab some video of us doing that. We're going to also check on the battery health since we're going down there. Battery should be perfectly fine. The solar panel that we have on there is working great. I'm very happy with it, and it's keeping the batteries healthy. But we'll check them since we're there, and I'll check my numbers. I'll punch that in and order my tires. Now here's the other side note. Okay, once you buy the tires, you're thinking, where do I take them to get them installed? Apparently, according to JD and Gary, my neighbor, Discount Tire has no problem doing mounting RV trailer tires at all. So Gary called the local Discount Tire that's down the street from the two of us and made his appointment. He actually had his tires shipped over directly to them, and then on his appointment day he went down and they mounted them and installed them. So that's my plan, is to get the tires. I'll probably have them shipped to my house because I'm not sure when I'll do the mounting and installing, because you got to hitch up your rig and take it to them. So I'll probably have the tires shipped to my home address, and then I'll just load them in the truck when it's time to take them down there to get them installed. But I'll go to Discount Tire. By the way, again, JD, big truck, big RV, JD raves about Discount Tire. So I look at him, this guy has it going on, and he is, I want to say he's an expert. He's certainly mechanically inclined, and I listen to him all the time, and I take his advice all the time. He comes up with some really good ideas. He is the one, you may remember, he is the one that suggested the solar panel for my batteries that he has on. Well, he didn't specifically suggest it to me, but it's the same solar panel that he uses to keep his batteries healthy. This guy, if you tinker around your RV, this is the guy to watch. I'll put a link to his channel down below. I can't say enough I can't say enough good things about him, and I trust him for all things truck and RV because he just really knows what he's talking about. So I'll give you a link to his channel because he's worth checking in on. You know, as we all know with RVs, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things to take care of, and this guy will give you tips and hints and ideas and concepts, and I'll make sure you know how to reach him if you want to. So that's my tire rant for the day. I'm gonna grab a little more video for you of how to check your sizing numbers on your tire, and then we'll go from there. So good talking to you, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I gotta tell you, I feel goofy. My brother Jim is the one that has always given me the confidence to tow trailers and go RVing, and he is my inspiration, and I just want to make sure I give him a shout out because he is a mechanic, his son is a mechanic, and my brother Jim is the one who originally had me subscribe to Big Truck Big RV, and you know, it comes down to this. If Jim likes JD and Gary likes JD and I already like JD, you guys need to check JD out on Big Truck Big RV. I know JD's not paying me a dime, but I got to tell you something, Jim, shout out to you, brother. I love you, and I got to tell you, you have always inspired me to go for the gusto on all things mechanic and all things that I don't always have confidence in. You give me that confidence. If I got to build something or fix something or do something around my RV or my truck, I love you, brother. So while we're here, I wanted to clean off the solar panel a little bit. Probably not supposed to use Windex, but I don't have anything else, so. It's broken. Okay, so just squirt a little on there. Again, it's probably a big no-no to use Windex on these, but I'll make sure I don't do it every time.
I think it's ammonia free. Check the bottle. I think it's okay.
Okay. So, anyway, that was pretty dirty, I'll tell you that.
They do make an ammonia free version, which is better for electronics.
Do not use on solar panels. Anyway, okay, so that's done. And now I'm going to use this same Windex because I'll probably have to dampen the tire so the numbers will pop, so I can see those numbers. So let's go check that out. So yeah, these are Trailer Kings, so I did have the brand right. And then
Where do you find that information?
right here. And then if you look down here, that's the sizing right there, I believe. Let's see. It's telling me 235/80R16. So these are 16 inch, right? And if you look at the tread here, well, that one's starting to get a little bald, Donna. I didn't even realize that. Look at that.
Yep, you're right.
I'm glad we're doing this. I apologize, you guys. I told you that the tires were in good shape. The tires are not in good shape. And honestly, I'm not kidding you. I checked them before we left town on our last trip to Santa Fe. And when I air them up, I always look at the tread, and somehow it was nighttime, but somehow I missed this, and you can see that's like my finger doesn't even go in. Like that is just bald, and it's bald on the outer edge. The inside still has full tread, right? But the outer edge is balding, and this tire probably had at the most one more trip in it. So we're doing this just in time. I do apologize because I told you I'd looked at them and they were fine, and I did, and they were. So something has happened with that tire. Either maybe it's out of balance and it got crazy on me here on our last trip. I didn't look at them when I parked it, right? So please don't think that I was trying to misrepresent to you how I do things with my tires. But we'll get that. Luckily,
It was a longer trip than we usually take. So
it was, and it was all highway. It was a lot of rolling down the road, right? And
I-40's horrible.
anyway, it just shows you though that you can't. They can lose their magic in one trip, right?
What's a good rule of thumb for the tread?
Well, you just want. I'm sure there's actually you use a depth gauge and there's an actual rating that you need to use, right? I don't know, but I know that that's not it.
Yeah.
So the good news is we are like within inches of ordering those tires. We won't take another trip until they're changed. So we caught this just in time. But if you look at the tires, you'll see that the sun has beat on them a little bit, but there is none of the classic dry rot that you can see here and there on tires. So I'm happy about that. But man, that thing just went bald. Now its sister tire is a little bit wearing on that outer edge also. Nothing like this one. But so it's a good time to change out the tires. And you know what? The rule of thumb is every 3 or so years, and it's been about 3 or so years. So
Well, our friend who just lost his tires, had just taken them in and gotten them greased, and they told him the tires were good.
Yeah, he
and
got
he
the
lost
hubs.
both of them.
He got the hubs greased, and the dealership where he did it inspected it or looked at his tires. And again, they can, if they are not balanced properly and they are not going down the road properly, one half a trip can do them in. So especially if they're a lesser expensive tire. So
Inspect your tread,
always,
check
yeah.
your temperatures.
Yeah, and you know, I'm gonna call my brother Jim, and I'm gonna ask him, can one trip do this? Because that is surprised. I'm actually surprised. I'm happy because we're down here so that we can order the tires. But on the other hand, I'm kind of surprised that the last trip we took killed that tire, and I need to make sure that that can happen that way, because if this was wearing down and I wasn't noticing it for some reason, shame on me, right? So anyway, good news is no disaster, no big blowout, no whatever. But look at this tire. If this tire went, there is a slide right here. And tires are notorious for taking out your slide mechanisms when they blow, because when they blow, they blow. It's like a little explosion, and rubber goes everywhere, and the air pressure is explosive in its nature, and that could total out a slide out, and you'd end up spending $2,000 or $3,000, maybe $1,000 to get this repaired. So we caught this in time. I'm very happy about it. Trust me, when I take it into the dealership, I will be very, very gentle on it, because I don't want to blow out on my way to the tire shop. But anyway, good catch, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Oh, wait a minute now. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, share the video, and please subscribe. And we'll see you next time.